Hi guys, some of you have been having a hard time with graphing and writing inequalities, so I thought I'd show you a few of our notes as if we were in class. So the first thing is, this is a chart I gave you guys the other day, and if you didn't record this, I want you to pause the video and go ahead and record it. But over here on the right, you've got your comparison symbols. You've got greater than or equal to, notice it has a little equal sign underneath, less than, and less than or equal to. In the middle, I have the words that actually turn into these symbols. And on the right-hand side of the chart, we have whether when you graph, they create an open circle and which direction the graph goes to, or if it's a closed circle. Notice this closed circle here is actually going to be the dot that you use if there is an equal sign underneath. So anytime you see an equal sign underneath, you're going to have a filled in circle. I'm going to show you an example using my daughter, Paige. And so here's the sample. Paige has to be greater than 12 in order to get a cell phone. So you ask yourself, what ages could she be? She could be 13, she could be 14, she could be 15, she could even be 21. So what that would look like as an inequality is you would have a variable, and I chose P for Paige, and then she has to be greater than 12. If I were to graph this, what I would look at is this greater than symbol, and then go back up to my chart here. Greater than is going to be an open circle because it doesn't have an equal sign underneath it, and it's going to be selecting all the choices that are bigger than 12. So when I go to graph, here's what it's going to look like. I would have an open circle at 12, and I would draw an arrow off of that to all the numbers that are larger than 12, all those ages that she could be. I'm going to show you another example. This one, it says, the graph of an inequality shows all the solutions of the inequality on a number line. An open circle is used when a number is not a solution. A closed circle, which is filled in, is used when a number is a solution. An arrow to the left or the right shows that the graph continues in that direction. So here are my two steps. Step one, decide whether you have an open or closed circle. So I look at my symbol, I check my note sheet, and greater than is an open circle. So I go to 2, make an open circle. Next, it says test a solution on each side to see which way to have the graph go. So I'm going to go over here and try out 0. Is 0 greater than 2? And the answer to that is no. So I don't want my graph to go that way. So let's try one on the other side. Is 5 bigger than 2? And that answer is yes. So that tells me that all of the other numbers that could be part of solutions are going to the right. Now, likewise, you can get the inequality by looking at a graph. So I'm going to show you guys a graph. And here's the graph we're going to look at. And so we're going to look first here at the circle here, and you notice it's filled in. So that means it's going to have an equal sign with our inequality symbol. You're going to choose a variable. I'm just going to use x. And notice all these numbers from the -6 are the numbers that are bigger than it or greater. As a matter of fact, this little arrow is pointing the direction we're going to use. So since they are greater than, but it's filled in, we'll include the equal sign. And then we put -6. We'll do the same thing here for number 2. We'll look here at the circle. It's not filled in. And so all the numbers are going smaller than or less than. Here's the arrow telling me what direction it's going to be. So I choose my variable x. I use less than. I do not use the equal sign because it's not a filled in circle. And then I just record 4. Hopefully this will help you guys with your graphing.